So welcome back into episode 85, I think we're up to. So in last week's video, we actually took the old girl out on the road, drove her up and down the road, which was epic. If you've not watched that one, please pop back. I can try and put a link in if I can manage it. If not, just look back on the content list. That was amazing fun. It really sort of solidified the thought that this is actually a real car. It will be a real car. It will go on the road. But it's not tuned properly, and I know that. I just set it up randomly when I got the engine running a couple of months ago, I guess now, a month or whatever it is. So in this video, what I want to try and do is tackle the tuning, being the mixture, the idle, and the timing, and just see where things lie. Try and get it a bit closer. Should be straightforward, hopefully. What I've noticed is this thing guzzles gas. It drinks petrol like crazy. Every time I try and start it, it runs out again. Whether it's just super thirsty, super rich, or it's evaporating away somewhere. I can't smell petrol, so I don't think it's evaporating. Anyway, let's jump into the video. I'll show you how I get on this week. Please remember, click the likes button, click subscribe. I'm trying to push towards 2,000 subscribers now. So please help. And leave me comments, tell me what I'm doing wrong. A couple of you said that it sounds like it's on 7 cylinders. Explain, do you mean all the time, just when it starts up? Does it sound like it's on 7 cylinders in this video? Let me know. Anyway, let's get in there and see how I do. So I've just taken one of the spark plugs out so we can see what sort of state the engine's in. And I think we can agree that's running a little bit rich. It's absolutely black. So what I'll do is, I may try it now for a little while, start the car, bring it up to temperature a little bit, and then just slowly weaken out the mixture. I mean, I know it's been rich for a while. Obviously, I'm just guessing with the tuning of the car, but I think it's time we pull that one back down a bit. So it's probably hard to hear, but what I'm doing at the moment is just weakening the mixture down because the car runs very rich. So I've just weakened it a bit, and the revs have come right up. I'm going to carry on while I'm recording. Missing now, so it must be too weak. So I just came back a tad, so it's not missing. By the way, this is the tool I created. We're welding a 3mm Allen key onto a old screwdriver. Right, the car's up to temperature now. As you could tell, I hope you could tell because it's quite loud. I've weakened off the mixture until it started to misfire. Then I've richened it back up a little bit, like a quarter of a turn, I guess. But sort of blipping the throttle and raising the revs, it's still misfiring a bit. So what I'm going to do is just check the timing. I've just looked it up, and it should be 23 degrees before TDC. So I've got a strobe light somewhere around here. I'll grab it out, we'll attach it up, and we'll have a look at what we've got. Right, it's a pretty cheap sort of setup. It's just one of these strobe lights. I've attached it to HT that goes to the first spark plug, so HT1, and I've got a little tiny battery just to power it all. I'll fire the car up again and we can check the timing. A little bit hard to see because the engine's up and down, but it's running at about 10 degrees before. Got a bit of problem. The return from the radiator pipe, this one here that goes like that, always I noticed it was extremely close to my power steering belt, and let's say it's a little bit too close. So it's actually cut through the hose, and it's sort of spraying water everywhere. So I've had to down tools and need to work out what to do with that now. Unfortunately, I'll probably have to replace that pipe. Now this pipe here was always very close to the belt, and I guess it just eventually sliced through it. I couldn't work out a way to get this pipe sort of turned such that it didn't go too close to the power steering belt. That is annoying though, isn't it? I'm just trying to clog up the water from draining completely. Obviously I needed to cool the block down, so I don't want it to get too dry in there. I'll see if I can do a little bit more, just stop it leaking completely perhaps. But yeah, what a pain. Right, it's a slightly better angle, isn't it? You can just see this is the belt. It's very hard. I've got the phone backwards, and it's cut straight through the pipe, which is not ideal. And when you look at it, if I can just move you around, it's not actually touching now. So it must be a thing that you can see. There's a gap between them. That's how I left it, thinking that that'd be okay. But I guess as this pipe's heated up, it sort of relaxed down into the that direction into the belt, but it's definitely cut it. So I need to sort that out. Now I might try and put on the original pipe just for the moment while I work out other things, but not ideal, I say, not ideal. Now we can get the offending pipe out, and we can see where it's cut through. Interesting, and not actually that big a hole. That's with the new pipe fitted. I mean, it's completely different. I can fit, there's probably, you can see how far my fingers are apart. That's how far away it is from that belt now. I mean, it's about 10 centimeters away, where the other one was always a few millimeter. There's something definitely wrong with that other belt. Anyway, this one's back on for the moment. We'll see what happens with that. Sorry, other pull, well, they're hoses, not belts. Let's see what happens with that. I'll talk to the company that made it. But we're back up and running. Right, I've topped everything up, checked everything's tight. There on the hose, it all looks good. It's miles away from the belt now. I really don't like that original pipe hose. Sorry, the new hose I bought. The original one's such a much better shape, so I'm going to discuss that with the manufacturer. I've got the distributor cap bolt loosened slightly because the whole reason of doing this is to get the timing on. Just to recap, this is 10 degrees before TDC. I need it to be 23 degrees at tickover. So I'm going to get the car started, just check it all looks good, nothing's leaking out. Then we'll warm it up a little bit, and then I'll start doing the timing again. So let's start it up. Sounds to me like there's no petrol in it again. I'll try a couple more times, but that would be my guess. Right, top back up with fuel again so we can try and start it. I thought I'd also show you the top of the, I guess it's the radiator fan housing, cowling, what you want to call it. I've tidied that up. It looks quite good, I think, now. Pretty clean. Obviously sprayed it in black plastic coating, but I think it looks quite swish. I've also tidied up the pipes that go in here, the air pipes, so I'll put them on probably tomorrow. Right, this is another start after it running out of fuel. Right, so clearly it was out of petrol. What I'm doing is just checking that the new radiator hose is connected up correctly, not leaking, and then we can get back to doing the timing. Right, I'm pretty happy that that's all running again now. So what I'm going to do is cap off these vacuum hoses, which are the retardant and advance on the distributor. I'm going to do that with one of these thick nails, which pushes inside and clamps up. We'll clamp up onto it. I think it was these I used last time. Let's see if it will clamp up enough. Yeah, perfect. This connects onto HD1, which I believe is that one. I'll just trace it through. Yep, 81. Now what I'm going to do is bring it around this end of the engine bay to avoid going close to the fan. I'm kind of worried about that. And I think we're ready to go. Just checking for any liquid. Looks like we're okay. Right, so today, now we have the timing sorted, what I'm going to do is do the mixture, but I'm going to reverse the car out so it doesn't sort of smoke out my garage. Before I do that, I'm going to fit the air tubes that go in here. So as I said in one of the last videos, or earlier in this video actually I think it is, I've tidied up this. I think this looks fantastic. I'm just checking it's secured properly, which it isn't quite. Let me know if these are supposed to sort of click inside or just abut them. Can you? It looks fine like that, but I can't imagine that's how it's supposed to be. Let's just line this one up as well. You know, they do line up really nice, but let me know on that. I think they look really good. They're actually in reasonable condition now I look at it. Check your semi-focused. Right, let's try that early Sunday morning start, and then we can try and do a little bit of the adjusting the mixture. Right, I'm going to leave it there, mainly because it's freezing here on a Sunday. Right, I think it's tuned relatively well. Obviously, I took it right up the rev range to see how it behaved, which is pretty good. It is only when I went to drive it into the garage that it was popping on a sort of a blip in the throttle. Let me know if you know how I resolved that. I guess it just needs a little bit more on the mixture screw to sort of richer or weaker, whichever way round it would need. But leave me a comment, let me know what to do with that. Also, it smokes quite a bit, so let me know what to do with that as well, whether that's rings worn or just because it's sat for so long, because it's coked up because I've had it too rich for too long. All of those things, just let me know what I do with that. And of course we had the old pipe break. That I think is really poor. I'm going to try sending that back to the company, because that just, I mean, it's a long way out from the original pipe that you can see fitted back in there again now. Shouldn't be like that. So I didn't include much of the tuning process. If you watch after this clip, just at the very end of this video, I'm going to include the whole thing. It's about 10 minutes long, I think, of me adjusting the screw, checking, adjust it a bit more, backs and forwards. It might be interesting to some of you just to see what the process is. It's not that exciting, but some of you might enjoy it. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Thank you as ever for watching. Click the like button. The like button really helps YouTube sort of promote my video, sees that it's popular, so it throws up and shows it to more people. Click the subscribe button, go for the 2000s, so I'm going to need your help with that. If you're watching the videos and like them, click subscribe. You don't have to watch them all, but at least it gives me another subscriber. And leave those comments. I live on those comments. They help direct me what I should do, what I shouldn't do, things like that. And we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. It's still missing though, I can hear it. So I'll reach it up a bit. So it's missing a lot when I accelerate a little bit, so probably 2 weeks. Still a little bit weak because I picked the revs up, it's sort of all over the place. So that was about a quarter of a turn, maybe a little bit less, maybe an eighth of a turn. Still not very happy. I'm actually going to leave it there and just check the timing, make sure that's all correct.
Right, it feels like I'm getting somewhere near the right zone now. It's not misfiring low down. When I pick the revs up, it does a little tiny bit. What I'm going to do now is just lower the RPM if I can with the idle screw. With the idle screw, I'm doing it quarter of a turn at a time and then leaving it, revving it a little bit, coming back to it. What I found before is if I keep doing it, it takes a while to take effect, and in the end the car just stalls and I can't get it running again, so I have to undo the idle screw, play around the mixture, and we're back going. So I'm just going to do it very gently, rev it a few times in between each change and just let it settle. Now I can't tell what RPM that is because my tacho's not working, but it's coming down. We're probably still above 1,000 or so, 1200, something like that. But it's actually not misfiring at all now. I can rev it up and it actually sounds pretty good. There's still a rattle on one of the exhaust brackets I can hear at higher RPM, maybe like 4,000 or something. I'll blip it up now just so you can hear it. But I think we're getting somewhere close, so I'm going to leave it there unless in the next sort of rev it doesn't behave. Okay, that seemed pretty good. I mean, that was as high as I've ever taken the engine. To me, it sounds crazy high. I know you guys would tell me, oh, that's just 3,000, but I bet that was up sort of 5,000-6,000 RPM then. I'm going to look around under the car just to make sure there's no fluid leaking. I don't think there is. I think we're pretty good. There wasn't a single misfire on that, so it's pretty sweet.